We keep saying that women are welcome in politics, women are welcome in politics. I don't really think it's true. Because when the women even try to come up and say to you that, okay, they want to contest, if the person doesn't have a godfather or somebody that is strong enough to back them up, you are a prey, you are a target. Because if you don't have money to drop, maybe you'll be able to use your body. My name is AanuOluwa Akerele. AanuOluwa Akerele. I'm in Lagosian. My family house is at Lagos Island local government. Lagos is no longer a state; it's a mega city. It's a bubbling one. It's one that and the people are die-hard. They are success prone, and they are go-getters. They do not like to sit back and not do much. My family house is situated at an area in Lagos that is called Brazilian Quarters, because my great-great-grandmom, great-great-grandfather was one of the repatriated slaves that returned from Brazil in the early 90s, and then they settled there. But their Akereles are originally from Oyo State before they migrated and settled in Lagos State. I started my education at St. Mary's Convent School on Broad Street. That's where I got my primary education. From there, I went on to Girls Comprehensive Secondary School in Ikoyi, and I got my O-level certification. And from there, I went on to University of Lagos, from where I studied information processing and computer technology. And when I was in secondary school, I was the president of the science club. I was in charge of a whole lot of things that we do in the science lab, in the science department. Represent the school for a competition if there is any. I was the president of that club. When I left school, like I said, I joined Little Saint. It started out as Strong Tower Mission. Then it now went on to become Little Saint Orphanage. And Strong Tower Mission was one arm, and the Little Saint Orphanage was another arm of the same ministry. And then from there, I moved on and I began to work with another ministry, another Christian ministry called Macedonia Initiative. What does Macedonia Initiative do? Macedonia Initiative has to do with all this opera in the north. What we normally do in Macedonia Initiative is that most of the time we raise resources, we give materials for the people in the north. Sometimes when they've burned down churches and they've killed people, we help them to gather their lives, little bits of things that we can do to gather their life back together. We go in with resources. Some of the widows are set up in petty trading so that they can keep body and soul together. From there, I went on to set up my own thing. I ventured into the business terrain, and because of my love for travel and adventure, I set up a travel shop. It's called WhatScript Leisure Company. In WhatScript, we do ticketing, we do tourism, we do everything that pertains to travel. The only thing we really don't do is we don't do logistics, but every other thing in travel, we do destination, party, honeymoons, whatever, just name it. Now, at the moment, I'm into a lot of things. I like to call myself a serial entrepreneur. That's who I am. It came out of a need, and it ended up becoming a business. I was at my cousin's place. She's a caterer. She got a job, and we were all there just to kind of help her out. And then she bought a cow like a day before, and then the very day that she needed to use the cow died. She had to call the people who sold her the cow that they need to come and get the cow, that she doesn't know whatever happens to the cow. People came to the house and picked up the cow, and then off they went, and then she got another cow for her. Out of curiosity, I just asked, "Where is the cow going? What are they going to do with it?" And then we were told that they were taking it to the open market. They were going to sell it at the open market. And I'm like, a cow that fell down by itself and died. You do not know what killed the cow. We just decided that no more buying of beef from the open market. So what we do is that every month we come together, we gather our resources, and then we buy a cow, and then we share amongst ourselves. So from there, one cousin will tell another, one friend will tell another, and then I just started doing it alongside with my travel business. But it wasn't really something that I was doing vigorously like I was doing my travel. But in the last recent months, since COVID-19 came, it seems to be the main thing that I do. And towards the end of last year, I started focusing more on it because there was a bit of drop in travel because of the skyrocketed price of the exchange rate and things. I had to look for an alternative. Then I started marketing the meat business, and then before I know what's happening, it gained a momentum and it gains life of it. So people just send me their orders. Okay, I want my goat meat, I want it shaved. Some people say they like it smoked, and then I got a team together, from the main people in the market, and then off we went. We started doing it. I joined a group of people in one little abattoir somewhere around my area, and I go whenever I have my order and whenever I need to do my sharing. I go in there and then I get my job done. Well, the people that have really helped my business in life, first and foremost was my parents, because my father taught me something while we were growing up, that your hand is actually the architect of your life. You use your hands to design how you want your life to turn out. Some other people will say that the way you lay your bed is the way you lie on it. So my father was a serious backbone, was pushing that you cannot be intimidated, you have to strive for what you want. It doesn't matter that you're a woman, you have to be successful in your own right and achieve. My mother keeps saying to you that not your humanity once remember the child of whose you have, so you cannot afford to mess up, you cannot afford to misbehave, so you have to do everything right and on time and appropriately. Their support, their love and their encouragement was the first thing, because every decision that I have made, they went along with me. They didn't try to impose their own thing on me. And then the next person that I can actually say to you that helped me was the person that gingered me and helped me and spiked my interest in the travel industry is Mrs. Shulade. She's the MD of Sultan Travel. She lives in Canada, right? She was the first person to bring in cruises into West Africa, and I partnered with her, and then we just started working together. My mentor is Pastor Abubakar Bako. He's a full Nigerian, but he's based in Ghana. So he's been there with me in the last 10, 12, 15 years. And he's been guiding me and supporting me, teaching me and leading me to be the best expression of God that I can ever be in life, which is my goal. For social reform, there's something that I have been thinking about of late. I've been thinking about how to set up an institution or a center whereby we will be able to raise, educate and train our youth to become leaders of tomorrow. Where we'll be able to raise them, train them, give them the required leadership skills, give them the required life skills, and help them to stand. Teach them everything in the 8 spheres of influence, because you do not know where anyone falls. And then teach them family value. Teach them the fear of God, and help them to stand that wherever they go on the continent of the world, they will stand out. That is my own vision. Well, concerning child abuse, what I can say is that If the parents were educated in the first place, they will know what to do and how to do it. They will know how to manage their home. It is because a lot of people are not educated and a lot of people do not have skills. That is why they send forth their children to become maids in people's homes. And by doing that, you are exposing your children to all sorts of things. Simply because you want a better life for your own child, you send your child somewhere you have no clue about who or what the person is about. And then the child is staying with the people, the family's son rape your daughter, the woman maltreats the daughter. Sometimes the man in the house, the damaged man, the man that was raised by an incompetent woman, the damaged son, end up damaging another person's daughter. The girl child education is very, very, very important, because when you train up a girl, you have raised a home, you have built a home. Because when you are not there, the girl that you have equipped will take care of the home, stand in the gap, will put things in order, will put things to right. Even in Islam, they say to you, just make sure you raise your daughter in the right way, because when you raise your daughter, you have gotten the home. So also, if you train your daughters, and your daughters are sound, your daughters are educated, your daughters are intelligent, they will be able to contribute. Because hands are not equal. Nobody knows what is going to happen at any point in time. A woman at this present time needs to be adequately educated, have the knowledge, have the intelligence, and have the skills to go with it. We grew up in an environment where the boy is king, where if you don't have a son, you are believed not to have attained unto anything. But it is all wrong, because we all do this thing to the detriment of our sons and to our daughters. We forget that we are training somebody else's father. We forget that we are training somebody else's husband. And then we mismanage the opportunity that God has given us to raise a child for him, and we just do the job shabbily. For example, I will use a friend. Her son finished eating one day and then stood up from the table, left his plate, and then they said to him, come back here, come and pick your plate. And he goes, what's my sister's job? And we're like, what do you mean, what's your sister's job? So yes, that's her job, that's the job of the woman. And then they're like, where did you get that from? He said, Daddy does it all of the time. Daddy gets up and mommy clears the plates. So I should eat, and so my sisters should clear the plate. That is the work of a woman. So the mother had to call the father. That, have you heard what your son said? So from the beginning, from that day, the father now began to make a conscious effort to begin to do specific things in the home in order to train and groom his sons, because they were looking at him, which means that what he says is one thing, what he's doing is another thing, and the children are looking at what he's doing and then they are copying and they are following it. So we need to intentionally groom the boys. A successful woman to me doesn't necessarily mean a woman with a lot of money, with a lot of influence and affluence. It doesn't mean a woman that has it all together. For me, a woman that is successful is a woman who has a good report, a woman who is a virtuous woman, a woman who looks out for her home, a woman who goes all out, a woman who has a good report around and in her neighborhood and in our environment, a woman who people will be able to point out and say, yes, this woman is a God-fearing woman, a woman who contributes positively to other people's children, a woman who who stands out. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong in having money or having influence or having affluence, no, or having wealth, no. Everybody needs to acquire that to be able to do specific things. But even if you do not have money, you do not have wealth, you do not have physical cash, that does not make you less successful. Sometime in 2010, I was nominated to represent my constituency, Koshofe, local government 1, Koshofe 1, under the then political party of President Buhari, CPC, way back then. I contested for a seat in the House, Lagos State House of Assembly. I was contesting for the seat alongside with the late Bayo Oshinawa. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I learned a few things about the political terrain in Nigeria. It's no child's play. It's a terrain for the strong. It's not something that is unattainable or that is especially difficult for you to run for an office, but it's just that the things surrounding the office. Everybody just believes that as soon as you come out that you want to go into the political arena, you have surplus, and because you have surplus, they have a right to eat or to spend out of to get out of the surplus. Even then, they expect so much, and then when you go there, you are expected to drop money. You are expected to part with money. You know, we keep saying that women are welcome in politics. Women are welcome in politics. I don't really think it's true. You know, because when the women even try to come up and say to you that okay, they want to contest, if the person doesn't have a godfather or somebody that is strong enough to back them up, you are a prey, you are a target. One of the other lady that I know who contested was saying that when I was saying to her, when I was asking that, madam, are you dropping that? She not said to me that sister, how much money do I have, and how many men can I sleep with? Because if you don't have money to drop, maybe you'll be able to use your body to lobby yourselves to certain positions. That's why you really do not see a lot of women in the forefront, except who know somebody who can pinpoint and pick them and bring them in. But if you are a nobody and you just want to start up from a pedestrian and then believe that you can just rise up that way, no, it is not possible. Because people will kill you. You will be taken out. I like to say to my women, my dearest women, the most beautiful thing about God's creation. I like to say to my women folks that this is not the time to be laid back. This is the time to arise. This is the time to fight. This is the time to acquire every skill that we need to acquire. This is the time to move close and work closely with God. This is the time to strive to be a better person. This is the time to go all out. This is the time to take the risk. This is the time to take every opportunity. Because today, our world has changed, and it has changed for us. We need to begin to arise. We need to begin to get up. We need to begin to put in an extra effort. We need to begin to contribute positively. Most importantly, you need to have a close fellowship with the Lord, because it is only Him that can help you. You can have all of the things that I have said to you to have and still lack everything. The most important thing and the first and foremost thing you need in life, you need God. You need to have a close and personal relationship with God. And then you need to have all these other things. You need to have skills, you need to acquire knowledge, you need to get education.